Yo, what up, y'all, man? I'm just gonna dive right in. I was listening to a creator, and he was just, making really good sense when he was talking about why the gaming industry is going the direction that it's going with Sony. Because these open world games, bro, are making these studios and game developers lazy. Because we don't have those. Remember those old, AAA bangers, story driven. You only had one path to go down to follow that story driven adventure game. Now, all of these open world games, they can just double dip into them because all they have to do is make missions. And you just run across the map. So of course it's gonna be easier to keep remaking, remastering all of these open world games. And I was like, why are they just targeting open world games so much? Like, they want to do all these big story. Yeah, they have a nice storyline, but they're not forcing you to walk. Remember how God of War 3? That's why that game was one of my top favorite games, because it was only story driven. You had that path that you had to follow. You couldn't cheat your way out of God of War 3. You had to follow that path. That's what made it a great game to me. I love games like that story driven, and that path you have to follow. You can't cut your way. You can't cheat your way. Now, these open world games, all they have to do is just drop these little missions in there and say, hey, run 20 miles north. Uber 30 miles east. It's like, come on, man. Like they ain't really focusing on the direction that we wanted to stick to. You don't change the recipe, Jim Ryan. You keep changing the recipe, it's gonna start to taste nasty. And that's why you're getting all this bad media, all these content creators coming out. Man, Sony is really betraying their fan base right now, man. They're going down a dark path that it may be no point of return now. When the PS5 first dropped, they were on fire. They were on fire, man. Now all of a sudden, we just went down a dead end. Like, all we're gonna do is remakes and remasters. Like, do anybody got a GPS around here to get back on track to what to the recipe? Like, who was changing the recipe? Who was saying that this is the direction that Sony should be going in? They don't want to compete with Game Pass. They don't want to drop the price on the games. They're raising the price on PS5s. They're going to different countries trying to stop the Call of Duty Activision deal. What direction is Sony going in? We're doing remakes and remasters this whole generation, and the only thing we can do is hoorah God of War, and then from here on out, remakes, remasters, then a AAA banger drop, then it dies down, then they send it to PC, then it dies down, back to remakes and remaster open world games that don't even need it. Horizon don't need it. Last of Us don't need it. Now, one game that I do agree with, that Dead Space. That game, now I can agree with games like that. Where's Infamous? Where's Driver? Where's these PS1 games? Where's Twisted Metal? Where's the direction that we want to go in? Those story-driven games I miss. That's why I love Tomb Raider. Those one path games that you got to go down. You can't cheat those games. And that's what I'm saying. They're cheating through this whole generation to double dip and do cash grabs and cheat their way to make more money, because they don't have to put so much into it. Oh, games are costing this. Games are costing that to the developers. Do you think do you really think we want to hear your excuses, Jim Ryan? Do you really think we want to hear you're charging a upcharge? You went up. You're taxing us top dollar for a PS5. An extra 50 to 100, an extra 70 to 80 to 90, whatever country you live in, and you want us to feel bad for you so that you can pocket all of the extra money that you're making, that you're bringing in, and working these little, okay, just come out. Can anybody just come out and just call it what it is, bro? Like, why why is everybody beating around the bush? All the fanboys and My Little Ponies beating around the bush, bro. Just call it what it is. It's a cash grab. Just say, man, bro, look, we're down bad. We need some money. That's why we're doing it. We're not doing, you're not doing this for the best interest of the players. We're for the players. This is we believe in generations. You believe in double dipping, cash grabbing, stealing from your fan base files of billions of dollars from millions and millions of fans out there, tens of millions of fans. You believe in doing lockdown deals. You believe in locking down DLCs like on Harry Potter games. You believe in locking down Spider-Man. That's what you believe in, but you don't believe in generations. You're sending games to PC, and it looks better on PC. Big shout out to all my PC gamers out there, man. That's why I showed them so much love, because PS5, well, excuse me, PC is the new PS5. Why do you think all the fanboys are going crazy on Twitter? What do you hear all this chirping out here in these gaming streets? The gaming industry have gone, they're going backwards. I don't think it's by choice. I think it's by force. You know, because see, Sony, the company, has the say-so to pretty much make PlayStation do whatever they want them to do. It's like their little puppet. You know how a puppet have little screens? It's just dangling at the bottom. Sony is just playing with PlayStation like a little fiddle. Like, oh, this is our gold mine. Sony knows PlayStation is the gold mine. That's their bread and butter. What else do you want from Sony that's bigger than Spider-Man and PlayStation? What, name it? What else could you top on Sony record that they have that you just cannot live without? If you're a fan or a fanboy, what could you live with that Sony can't live without? Excuse me, you can't live without that Sony makes besides Spider-Man and that PlayStation. What else do you want from them? You see what I'm saying? They know that. They know that's the kryptonite. Those AAA bangers, they can be good or bad. You know, it's good or bad that they have them. Because when you misuse them, this is what we're going to keep getting. We're going to keep having those My Little Ponies and fanboys backing everything up because they don't want their console to lose to Xbox, Game Pass, and Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal. Why do you think Jim Ryan why do you think this man is flying to Mars trying to stop this deal from going through? He's going to space talking to aliens. Please adopt Call of Duty so they can't take it off PlayStation in the next 3 to 5 years. You know, it's getting to the point where, like I said before, you guys was wondering why I kept saying Jim Ryan is not focusing on what he needs to be focusing on right now. And this is what we're getting. We're getting remakes because he has so much on his plate. He can't handle it by himself. Then he have another Decepticon up there, Sony, vouching for him, saying that no, we're not going to compete with Game Pass, with PlayStation Plus Premium. They're not focusing on what they're supposed to be doing. They're focusing on remakes and remasters on all these open world games, and that's what's making the studios and gaming creators lazy, is because they're seeing other studios double dipping, like Last of Us, making millions on a game that's already built, already ready to go. All they have to do is polish it up a little bit more, put some lipstick on it, put some Yeezys on it, some Louis Vuitton Gucci bags on it, and people are gonna buy it. It's just like Jordans. All he do is change the color and keep recycling it over and over and over and over, and he's making billions. That's the same thing Sony is doing. They're doing the same thing Jordan is doing. If you go to Jordan every month, it's a new Jordan, but the color is just different. Oh, you got those 1s, you got those 13s, you got those 11s. Different color, same shoe, but different color. That's all they're doing with games. Same game, but just a little bit prettier, a little more lipstick, a little more makeup. That's it. Double dipping. Then they're gonna ship it over to PC. Oh boy. PC make you want to buy the game. When you see that's why I say the AAA banger is a kryptonite, because when you see it on PC, bro, it's just like, oh man, I don't care how many times you played that game, you may go buy it again, because it is so beautiful, bro. Like, it's a different world on PC. Like, it takes a console, but it makes it twice as better. And the PS5 and Xbox Series X already, this a masterpiece in graphics already from top to bottom. Then when you put it on PC, bro, it's irresistible. It's like, what's your favorite thing to eat? Your favorite car, your favorite clothes, you know, like your favorite, whatever it is, just your favorite that you really, really love. But just think about it, if it's just a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? It's like temptation. It's like a shiny diamond. You know, it's like it just pulls you in, and they know that. You don't think Sony know? Man, these Decepticons know. They know. That's why they can keep doing it. But old Lion Jim Ryan, he have his hands tied behind his back. He don't know what to do. Sony is shooting itself in the foot long term. Yes, it's working now, but whenever those AAA bangers start dropping in the Game Pass next year on Xbox, Uncle Phil's just sitting back saying, man, you know what? Let Sony self-destruct. And I said that before, man. I called that months ago. I said, Sony is going to self-destruct, bro. Like, it's just bound to happen, because they're not being creative. They're not pushing their gaming developers. They're not announcing things that we want to hear. They're trying to relive history. It's like, oh my goodness. It's like you're trying to redo something Michael Jordan already did. LeBron already did. You're trying to go back into that history and say, we're going to remaster Michael Jordan. We're going to, instead of 6 rings, we're going to win 7. And then it don't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they're trying to relive history. That's why I compared the two with Sony and Jordan, because that's what people understand, comparison. So it's not like it's not working right now, but it's like, okay, it's going to get old. Oh, how long? How long? How long? How long are they're gonna continue to do these little exclusive deals, backdoor deals, backstab Xbox, you know, and then come out, you know, Sony have they have a real big issue with playing the victim. Like, they will do something toxic as hell, destructive, nasty, greedy, grimy, scheming, shady, backdoor deal behind Uncle Phil and Xbox back, and then go to the board of UK, go to Brazil, go to what was the other place he just flew to? He's been flying around like he's on like he's on a G5. He just burning up all type of jet fuel right now, man. This man is all over the globe. I can't keep up with Jim, but he's trying to stop the deal, man. It's like you're going out of your way. You're not even focusing on making your fan base happy. That's why I say Sony does not care about you. They don't care about their fan base. They only care about money. They only care about their chips. They don't even got to be doing all that. They're the market leaders, but their greed have overshadowed their fan base. You remember those days back in the day, man, when gaming was fun. We can just concentrate on gaming every month, every week. Bad news, it's making gaming worse. The gaming industry is starting to get a little more edgier, a little more aggravated. Like, I'm looking at the content creators, they're not pleased, they're not happy, and somebody has to come out and say something. Like, you can see it in their faces. Like, the gaming community is very upset with Sony right now. Like, they are heated. Like, I don't even got a word for it right now. Like, they are not pleased with these double dipping remakes, remasters, you know. Then you have the defenders. You got the fanboys saying that I would pay $80 for the Horizon. Like, who would? Oh my goodness. It's just a toxic, it's just a small group of toxic fanboys that make it bad for everybody. Just even if you're a fan of PlayStation, it makes it bad for you, and it puts a target on your back, because if you say the wrong thing, everybody's gonna attack you because they're gonna think you're a fanboy, and you may not be a fanboy. You may just be a fan of PlayStation. You may love PC, you may love Nintendo, you may love Xbox, cloud gaming, Game Pass, cloud gaming. You may be on mobile. You may just love xCloud. You may be on something. You may not even really be a big Sony fan like that. But they have made it so bad. These fanboys and My Little Ponies have made it so bad, bro. Like, first of all, you cannot have a conversation with a fanboy. Like, the conversation will go all the way left. This man will talk about everything, the moon, the stars, Jupiter. Bro, you ain't gonna never get your point across, because it's gonna come back to Xbox ain't got no games. Far as I know, I'm just saying PC is the new PS5, so technically PS5 ain't got no games. If you want to go back down that road, now we're trying to move on from the last generation, but if you want to keep bringing up Xbox ain't got no games, PS5 technically ain't got no games. So you might as well buy the new PS5, and that's a PC. And you don't even need a gaming PC. You can just jump into the ecosystem right now. By clicking the link in the description, the PlayStation Plus Premium ecosystem on PC. For all my PC boys out there, you can jump into the Microsoft Xbox Game Pass Ultimate ecosystem by clicking the link in the description and jump in right now. You don't even need a console anymore if you got a PC. Matter of fact, if you got a laptop, you can have a Windows. If I'm not mistaken, I had a Windows 7 running, PlayStation Plus Premium, Miles Morales, games like that. So PC is the new PS5. And that's what I think a lot of fanboys are mad about. They feel like they have lost their clout. Like, think about it. You're losing value. They feel like it's devaluing their PS5 by PC boys can brag about the same thing that they're playing. When some people want to be selfish, they don't want nobody else playing what they're playing. So if the Sony boys can't brag, they're gonna be like, I got Spider-Man Remastered, and then the PC boys over there like, we got it too, bro. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? These ponies sometimes get beside themselves. You know what I'm saying? They think they're the only one that can do something. Like, but PC can do it way better. So it's like, stop it, you Decepticons, stop it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's funny. It was funny about the last generation, man, how they were bragging, about all the AAA bangers that PS4 had. Now PC got all of them. Death Stranding, even Returnal is on the way. Sackboy is on the way. Ghost of Tsushima is on the way. The new God of War is on the way. Spider-Man Miles Morales is on the way. Bro, PS5 ain't got no games to their self anymore. PC is the new PS5. I'm just saying. Like, you can't, your argument with Xbox don't have any games no more, don't hold up. So all that little clout you had last generation, this ain't it. And the path that Jim Ryan is going down, y'all are about to be seeing a lot of more remakes and remasters, because this guy is hell-bent on stopping this Call of Duty Activision deal, so he don't have time to sign off and sign these big checks for these sequels and part 2s and part 3s. Like, look at Days Gone. They want to make shows and all this stuff, and the creators and the studios wanting to make more versions of that game, even DLCs and probably director's cuts. They're probably going to remaster that one as well, instead of coming out with more of them. Resistant or whatever, somebody was saying that earlier, what I was looking at, I was thinking to myself, like, These are games like Dead Space, amazing. I'm all for that one. That's what I want to play. I want to play games I haven't heard from. Was a Crysis? Can we get a Crysis remake, remaster, or a Crysis 3 or whatever? Can we get some of those? Can we get some of those PS1, PS2 games remade? You know, we don't need no remaster. I want them remade. I want them to look like The Last of Us. If you're gonna throw them on PS5 and PC anyways, I want to see top tier, high resolution, frame rate, graphics. I don't want to see checkerboards, so you don't have to keep patching it over and over. Make sure the game is ready and cooked and come out the oven. I want fresh biscuits. I don't want hard biscuits. I want butter. I want jelly. You know what I'm saying? I don't want all that undone games out here, man. But this is the direction that they're going in because of their leader, CEO, the president, Jim Ryan. And it's worse than lying. It's greed. It's the greed that have took over him. And the fanboys acting like they don't see it. Like, how can you not see this? Like, if you're just that delusional and brainwashed to the AAA bangers that you don't see Jim Ryan is the most greediest, grimiest, low-down, scheming, shady CEO you have ever seen in gaming history. By far, they should have an award show for the greediest man on earth. He will win it hands down an Oscar. I would like to thank all of the Sony Ponats and Ponies. Thank you. That man will win an award, hands down. I'll tell you one thing, he got my vote. If we do a poll right now, Jim Ryan got my vote on the greediest man on the planet. He got it. That man got it right now. He is trying to do everything in his power to stop this Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal. And he's going down the wrong road by doing all these remakes and remasters that we're not asking for. How many times? And I know Sony have their little scouts out here and their little puns out here and their little content creator watchers out here, and they're delivering the message back to Jim Ryan and the CEOs up there at Sony because they respond to big channels, to big people. Maybe they may look at some of us smaller people, you know what I'm saying? But those big people go to complaining, and the word gets back to Sony because they complaining about why PlayStation Plus Premium, the cloud service that you can play on PC and mobile, why it ain't on mobile, why it ain't competing with Game Pass. At least put it on mobile. You don't have to build no streaming service just to send it to mobile. Do the same thing that Xbox is doing with Game Pass. It can run through phones. They don't want to do it. It's because they want to lock you down behind that $70 price tag, and they want to lock you down to a plastic box, PS5 plastic box, bro. They want to come out with the VR, anything to lock their fans down. Yeah, that strategy works with Nintendo, but Nintendo is sticking to their guns. They're not changing up their strategy. Their AAA bangers is theirs. They didn't choose to go with PC. They didn't choose to marry PC and they didn't choose to make Nintendo pretty much PC the new Nintendo Switch. They didn't choose to go that route. Now that you dipped into PC and you loved it. Once Sony dipped into the PC market, bro, oh my goodness, it's just dollar signs. It's like a slot machine. You know how a slot machine just keep winning? It's just ching 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 ching. Once they dipped into that PC market, oh wow, it ain't no going back. It ain't no going back. Everything Forspoken, everything is being announced. Last of Us rebuild coming to PC, everything. It ain't no going back. I'm sorry, Sony ponies. It ain't no going back. So PS from now on, PS5 and PC are brothers, just as well as Xbox, just as well as Xbox and Game Pass. So get used to it. Stop complaining. Every time you turn around, it's a new tweet. Okay, yeah. Xbox ain't got no games, and then they run off. You're like, man, who said that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what in the world? Like, come on, man. Like, for real, man. Like, But I'm just saying, man, it have gotten to a point where we're going to have to see some changes higher up at Sony, and Jim Ryan is going to have to make some changes, or Sony is going to have to make a change with him, because the fan base is not happy. They're seriously disappointed. Like, all jokes aside, they are frustrated and mad, with the way the gaming industry is going. And I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. Make sure you smash that like, that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you guys can be notified on all of the new latest and greatest news in these gaming streets. And if you would like to jump into the PlayStation ecosystem or the Xbox ecosystem, click the link down in the description. Thank you, love you guys, peace.